All right, so we actually have some pretty important leaks to talk about. Now I'm going to say this right now, if in case anyone is continuing to summon. If you could use Universal Mage dupes instead of continuing to summon to max Noelle out, that's fine. For a lot of people who don't really have many resources right now, keeping Noelle a dupe 2 is going to be okay. With the goal of getting her more duped out in the future, we're going to have the monthly dupe this season technically. Monthly, yeah. And also we're going to have Battle Gigas. So 2 dupes this season minimum, unless you kind of it plays out to where the monthly you get it twice this season, and maybe you could get 3 dupes, but Betel and the monthly you're going to be getting 2 mage dupes. So Noelle max dupe is very good and probably will be very good. The one problem is we don't know what Finral does, but Finral might be the support quote unquote for Noelle. Every fest kind of has had this, all right? For well, I mean not Julius, but like starting after Julius, Asta, Witch Queen, Mario, Vanessa, and then kind of a bit of a different story technically, but you could kind of say Noelle was his support, but Noelle doesn't really have one, right? There's a lot of good units, but no one was made for Noelle, right? You could see Noelle had a lot of thought in mind for right, to make him good, but Finral might be that unit for Noelle, also to help cleave teams counteract other cleave teams, aka the mono red team, because right now I saw K was running the cleave team. Okay, so Finral, we don't know what he does. Okay, I want to preface that, but I want to give a bit of speculation. But like, this team is insane. And what we need is a cleave speed unit who's only good off of any team but mono red. We don't want him to be good on mono red, and that's what I hope Finral is going to be whenever he comes out, which should be the next pickup unit on JP. So we'll see. Now, one thing before we get into the leaks that I want you guys to know is that units always usually come out on JP before global because they want to test it out. So Finral cannot really come out before he goes to JP. Finral is either coming out in 2 or 4 weeks about. But are we sure of anything? Nope, not at all. So we'll have to see. But I think Finral is in 2 weeks. I can't hold you to that. I can't. Okay. So we'll see. I have no clue. Okay. But let's hope Finral's in 2 weeks so we could see what Finral does. But the problem is Vanessa would have to come out in about a month. Okay. She would realistically, because well, they can't release only one seasonal unless they change Gateway right now. So Vanessa would have to come out before like the 25th to the 1st, because this is when the new season starts, I think. So we would need Vanessa to come out before Finral to make it make sense in the schedule, right? So we'll have to see when Finral comes out, probably in a month. We'll see. Now, something very important to actually notice is that both Gray and Finral have a paid banner. Now, a lot of people might not really see this as a big thing, but then you look at something. Zora was the only one to have a paid banner. Fauna was the only one to have a paid banner. They were released in the same season, even if they were separate. Vero was the only person to have a paid banner. Kiara was the only person to have a paid banner. So what this tells me, and what this should tell you, is that these two are not releasing in the same season. And that would mean that Gray might be coming out in season 9. Keep that in mind, okay? If you are a mono red player who, like I already said, right, in my summon video, or like in the should you summon, just talking about Noelle, if you don't want to summon on Noelle, but you have mono red built up, you could go for Gray, right? So if you're still under that sentiment, Gray might come out this season. They've never, since the start of the game, released from the normal pickups to, I didn't pull up, I should probably pull up Langris and they never released two paid banners together. It was always only one of the pickups. Okay, and then even Fauna and Witch Queen came out at different times. Witch Queen did not have a paid banner. Fauna did. Just to put that in your mind, right? Now let's see here. Let's see. So, oh wait, is it? Hold on. Is this? That's 8 months. Oh, okay. I assumed it. So let's see. Just to confirm, this is the only other normal banners. I'm pretty sure. There you go. Okay, so every single time pickups have come out in a season, only one paid banner. So this tells me they're releasing in different seasons. Now, this is speculation. Is it confirmed? No. Okay, not at all. But with the leaks we have, this is what I could infer. What else tells me this? Now, they could be releasing separately with different packs, for sure. But when you have the paid banners alongside 2 different set of packs, Black Bulls to me screams this is Gray packs. This is Gray's pack, my bad, weird English. And then this is Finral's. Now, why they could have put this as Black Bulls instead of Gray is to stop leaks from kind of making it obvious. But this makes it obvious. The fact that there's pay banners for Gray and Finral is what leads me to believe Gray could come out this season if they are trying to catch up. and then Finral comes out next season. So Finral might be season 10, Gray still in season 9. Now, unfortunately, we don't have Vanilla anymore, so Vanilla can't give us the exact dates. But just maybe expect that Gray's going to come out. Now, let's talk about how important that actually is for people. I just want to say not very. Unless you didn't summon on Noelle, and you're still unsure if you want to keep that thought or not, well, I'd say you're fine just skipping Gray. Okay, in my opinion, if you have either Gray or Ghost, then you're safe. If you don't have Ghost, maybe you want to consider doing a bit of pulls for Gray if you get some, but I don't think it's a necessity, okay? Because Gray's main use is on mono teams. Well, besides her, basically, you want to have a full team besides Gray of either red, blue, or green, which then gives DLT immunity, and then every time it's her turn, it copies and adds one new instance of every DLT present if you're on either a blue, red, or green full team besides her. So like 3 reds, 1 light being Gray, right? So it takes a lot of investment, 1. 2, you don't even need it, okay? Because the Lotus variant of mono red is just so toxic right now. That Gray, sure, is great, especially for pick and ban PvP, but it's not a necessity, okay? This is more so for new players. This is going to be amazing for new players, but there should also be a rerun, so you would be able to get Ghost, and in my opinion, Ghost works better for PvE content. So if you have to choose between the two, you go for Ghost, right? That's kind of my opinion. But yeah, just wanted to say Gray might be coming out this season. Okay, I think that is pretty important to know that it would make sense. In my opinion, it makes sense. 2 different paid banners every single time, right? Now, the thing is, Finral, if he's coming out next season alone, that's great for you, okay? Especially if you're like a paid player. 2 different set of packs, you could get the paid packs you want, and then you're set, right? Finral's not coming out in season 9. Hopefully in season 10, we could hope. That would be great. But Gray is going to allow for more teams to kind of expand, right? It's going to allow for mono red, and that's going to allow for you to have different supports available for non-mono teams, okay? But she's not a necessity unless you really want to run mono red, right? But even at that, like I just showed you, right? If you check it, this team, somehow mono red is still cooking, okay? This is why Finral is going to be a big help, right? So keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. But definitely, Finral is probably, in my opinion, not confirmed. I have no clue what his kit looks like, but he's a Finral. The Finral we have is a cleave unit. This one's probably going to be a way better cleave unit if he's taking this long to release. This unit is probably going to try and counter mono red. So keep all of that in mind if you don't go for Gray. If you do go for Gray even, and know that Finral, in my opinion, is probably going to counter mono red. This is my opinion. Is it fact? No. But it's all I could give you right now because they're being dead silent on what he does. Okay, so I don't know. We know he's a light support. We know he's probably going to be quick. We know he's probably going to be very good. Probably going to be a cleave unit. But in what ways he's really going to work, how strong he's going to be, good question. What you can put confidence in is that every unit, starting the first Annie, Noelle, Gray, Zora, have been 10 out of 10 perfectly designed units doing what they want to do, okay? So that's it. But just know, if you do want Gray, she's coming out this season. Not a necessity. But definitely, not confirmed, by the way, but she probably is coming out this season. But yeah, just kind of wanted to give you guys a little update on that. I think it is pretty important to let you guys know in advance if this is the case.